Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining my program. I welcome you wherever you are connecting from. Please, as you join the platform, like and share the program. Like and share to family and friends. Share the program in all your platforms. Invite someone to join us on this program. I have to remind you that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come online to preach hate. We do not come here to attack individuals. We are not here to attack religion or any race. What we do in this platform is to bring the plight of the Biafran people before the whole world. What we do in this platform is to tell the world what is going on in Biafran territory. We know that the government of Nigeria is hiding what is happening, and we cannot keep silent and pretend it's not happening. We have to speak about it, more especially the things that have to do with the Biafran people, because they have suffered long enough. And the time of their freedom is here. Today is Monday. Remember, Monday is always a special day for us. It's a day we engage in civil disobedience to make our voice heard by the whole world. It is a day that will show to the world that Nigerian government have lost legitimacy in Biafran territory. It's a day that will show the world that everything that represents Nigeria in Biafran territory does not exist. Every politician that claims to be representing Nigeria, they are no longer existing. They have no legitimacy in Biafran territory. The Biafran people long ago have cast the vote of no confidence on them, and that vote of no confidence remains. It does not matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. Today, not just in words, in action, the Biafrans show the world that they are ready to get out of the zoological republic called Nigeria. The readiness of Biafrans speaks for itself. The readiness of Biafrans is overwhelming. And we will continue to show to the world that whatever they claim to be doing or planning, we are not part of it. As we speak today, Monday is a sit at home in Biafra land. And Biafra land is under lock and key as we speak. Biafrans are sitting at home, observing it to the highest level. And no matter what anybody says or does, we continue to pursue that which is ours. The destination is freedom. Nothing less than absolute and total independence from Nigeria. That is what the Biafrans are asking for. Total independence from the contraption called Nigeria. Anything short of that is unacceptable. And the Biafran people have shown the world that they are serious. July was a very interesting month. And August is going to be even more interesting. August have started with more actions And I bet you that the action in August is going to even double. Not just double, it is going to triple. You have seen how it started. And the Biafrans are always focused. We know the people we are dealing with. We know we are dealing with very cunning set of people who can blackmail you at every given opportunity, who can use every opportunity to distract. We know that very well. And we don't allow them to succeed. You can see that each time we are making gain in our freedom, they will bring in a program. They have done that before. They are doing it, and they are still going to do it again. So if you are genuinely a Biafran, and you know what you want, you know that this is not the time to pay attention to idiocy. We have seen enough of their drama and games. That each time they see us making huge progress, they will come out with their programs. You see the protests they are organizing. We knew that it wasn't genuine right from the day one. Only the gullible ones will fall victims. Everything the zoo is doing is to lure us into their Nigeria agenda. But Biafrans have rejected Nigeria agenda for a very long time. We have rejected the Nigeria agenda. That is why the Biafrans refuse to participate in their so-called protests. The target of the Nigerian protest, just like the Nigerian election, is to drag us into their Nigerian affair. They did that during the time of election. We won and won and won. Some of us stupidly refused to listen. And they get themselves involved in that madness. Many of us refused. The London boy refused to listen. We warned him, spoke on various platforms. Our Prime Minister warned him. He never listened. He continued on their One Nigeria agenda. At the end of the election, they choose who they want, which was what our Supreme Master Nanakan have said long ago. That the presidency have already been handed over to Tinubu. So whatever you are doing today is just wasting time or playing a game that is not going to work. But they never believed until the time came. When the time came, it became obvious that what the Supreme Leader said was right. But we stood our ground. The genuine Biafrans, under the government, stood their ground. We did not shake an inch. We did not shake. We stood our ground until the last very minute. They did their... And of course, every one of you know what the result is. Today again, the Biafran government, under the command of our Prime Minister Master Simon Ekpa, have given a date for the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra. And because of this date, they have decided on their own, because of the date, to plan their charade protests. It is not a coincidence. Some of us might look at it as a coincidence, or some will call it a conspiracy theory, but we don't call it that. We take every single thing that happens serious. Every incident in the restoration of Biafra, we take it serious. And before your own very eyes, you saw them. Told them what is coming, how important October is going to be. They came up with their protests. They say this good governance. A protest that does not have a point or have vision. Good governance protests in Africa. You must be mad. Only a joker will risk his or her life. Or the gullible and ignorant ones which they are using. We saw many of them on video where they were giving them 5,000, 1,000, 2,000 to come and protest after inflicting them with hunger. Before even they started the protest, it was protest against protest. They sponsored protest against the protest, which they say they don't want. And that is what the zoo is all about. That is why we don't want to be part of it. But the target of the protest is to distract our attention. All they were planning was to make sure they drag the Biafrans into their one Nigeria agenda. And once the Biafrans get into the protest, then they will use that opportunity to unleash mayhem and destroy the little peace you have in Biafra land. Destroy properties and take innocent life. That was all the plan. And they will now use it to blackmail us against in the presence of the international communities. That was the smart move they wanted to make. But Biafrans, we are 1,000 miles ahead of them. And our prime minister saw it coming. Even while they were planning their own, we have already fixed our seat at home. And as Chukwuka will have it, it went through every Biafran complied. The seat at home was 100% compliance. More especially the very day they were calling their so-called protest. Our prime minister won and said everybody should stay clear. And of course, no sensible person will ignore that warning. Not now. Every time you ignore the warning of the Prime Minister of Biafra, you face the consequence. You ignore this call during the time of election, and those that ignore the call today, they have seen the consequence. If you ignore the call for the seat at home, you will face the consequence. And I thank you that today, Biafrans are no longer ignoring. Biafrans know much, much better than you can ever imagine. And as we speak, Biafra land is under lock and key, responding to every single instruction given. Today, the whole world is watching. International observers are watching. I can bet you investigative journalists are on the ground. So many of them have written, and some are still yet to write, on the progress the Biafran people have made. If you think that the restoration of Biafra is a joke, think again. Think again. Because we have gotten to the elastic point, the elastic limit. When you get to the elastic limit, there is no other way to go. You can't draw it anymore. It will either break or you let go. That is where we are. We have gotten to a point where the only answer is to let the people go. If you don't let them go, the consequence is going to be very, very heavy. And when the consequences of not letting them go begin to come, I doubt if Nigeria can stand it. Today, we can see that the Biafran people have spoken in a loud voice. They have notified the world that whatever is happening today is the request and the desire of the Biafran people. The Biafran people gave their mandate to Biafran government under the command of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Just as Mazen Nandekano said, that before Biafra will be declared, we must get the mandate from the people. That you cannot just rise up and make a declaration. The people will give you the mandate. And he said, in his own word, I will not tell you the way Biafra will get the mandate. I won't tell you. so that you don't go and begin to work against it. And he kept silent. That was why many questions that I asked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he didn't answer, because not that he didn't know the answer, he knows the answer, but it wasn't time to respond. So he didn't want to go ahead of time. But when the time came for response, you have seen the person who is answering the question. Today, that time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke about has come. He said, when the time comes, we are going to get the mandate. And then Biafra will be declared. Not just declared, it will be declared and defended. Those of us who are students of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are following up. If you are a good student of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will know all these things I'm telling you. I'm just reminding you. And for those who were not following on time, many people joined the struggle lately. Those who just joined recently, we have to refresh their memories and let them know where we are coming from. So today, the Biafran people, through the self-referendum, have given their mandate to Biafra government under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. A self-referendum was conducted. Everybody was involved, both those living abroad and those in the homeland. And in that self-referendum, it has already gotten up to 49 million plus votes. 49 million plus have voted. And they voted for Biafra. They voted to exit the Nigeria. They voted for the defense of Biafra land. They voted in support of the Biafran government. I don't know the kind of mandates that will be bigger than that. I don't see any group that have gotten a mandate as huge as that. Even the presidents you have always gotten in the zoo have never ever gotten such a kind of mandate. No president in Nigeria have gotten up to that number in any election whatsoever. But today, Biafran people have spoken. And they gave their support and mandate to Biafran government. Still going. The self-referendum is still on. It's not finished. We are still on the second phase of the self-referendum. Very soon we are going to enter in Finland. The result announced in Finland during the convention, which is going to take place November, December. After the announcement of the result. After the announcement of the result, Biafra will be defended in all fronts. The defense of Biafra land will commence. And even as we speak, the defense of Biafra land is already happening, which nobody can deny, except for the ignorant ones, the envious ones, and the liars. They will continue to pretend nothing is happening, including the Nigerian government. They are very good in pretending as if they are seeing nothing. But who cares? We are focused because we know what we want. We know where we are going, and we know where we are. That is why we cannot pay attention to any blackmail or propaganda that is coming from the enemies. They have spoken a lot in the past to distract us. They could not succeed. And we know they will not stop. And as for us, we are no longer paying attention to the idiocy of the zoo. It does not matter what they say. It does not matter what they do. It does not matter under which disguise they operate. What matters to us is the time is due for us to go home. And the Biafrans are fired up to go. Even those who did not believe now are believing. Biafrans are fired up. Very well fired up. And we are good to go. Wherever you are and you are watching this program, prepare yourself. Today is sit at home. Biafrans are sitting at home. Remember, we are not part of any Nigerian business, protest or whatever. We are not part of it. And our Prime Minister have made it clear. You know our purpose for that very sit at home that conducted 4 days. It was to demand for the unconditional release of Mazen Nandegan. Because of his ill health, he should be allowed to go home and take proper care of himself. They have tried as many times as possible to continue to speak in their very evil manner. And the more they try, the more we defeat them. We cannot be distracted. We are focused on our journey. And no amount of distraction will make us stop pursuing or asking for our freedom. As we all know, the Prime Minister have made it very clear. The direction that the Biafran people are going, what we stand for, and what we want. It is either Biafra or nothing. We are not asking for anything apart from Biafra. And we cannot allow them to drag us into their one Nigeria madness. That is why some people have been calling for us to get into their protests and seize the opportunity to do what we want to do. And our Prime Minister said, no, we do not want anything to overshadow what we are doing. When it comes to their protests, no Biafran is part of it, including those who are in politics, including those politicians. Even though they themselves are doing it for their own selfish and political gain, but no Biafran, nobody from Biafra land, southeast and south-south, is part of their evil protest. No, not even a person is part of it. But yet they keep on dragging us. They keep on forcing themselves, forcing us into the discourse. So if we happen to do anything within this time, they are going to capitalize on it. That is why our Prime Minister said that we are not going to do anything until they finish their protest. That immediately they finish their protest, we are going to embark in 1 month shutdown of all government offices in Biafran territory. 1 month shutdown. Immediately they finish their own protest, we are sure that they are no longer part of the whole thing. We will start our own. Every eye should be on Biafra. We are not fighting Nigeria, and we cannot be able to help Nigeria escalate their problem. We will not help them to escalate their demand. We will focus on our demand, escalate it to the highest level. All eyes should be on Biafra. That is what it should be. And that is why our Prime Minister have said that after their protest in Nigeria, Biafrans will embark on a massive eviction of every government offices, ministries in Biafran territory. It's going to be 1 month lockdown for them. And the Liberation Army of Biafra will hunt them down. You can call it a bluff. It is up to you. If you have not learned your lesson up to now, you will never learn again. We have come a long way. And every time our Prime Minister says what he's going to do, he will go ahead and do it. The beauty of it is all that in this restoration of Biafra, nothing is done in the secret. Every single thing about the restoration of Biafra is done in the open. Every move is made in the open. So it's left for you to put your mind down, put your ears and eyes open, and then you can understand and know where we are and the direction we are going. The restoration of the independent state of Biafra is on a very high speed. This is a reality that the whole world is waiting to happen. I have said it before, that we have passed the time of dream. We have passed the time we talk about Biafra as a dream. It is no longer a dream. It's a reality. It is not a wishful thinking. It's a reality. And if you are from the old southeastern region, you don't embrace that reality. It is up to you. You are only exposing yourself to danger. If you're a one Nigerian and it is difficult for you to accept Biafra, better prepare to hang yourself, because you cannot stop it. This is a journey that have started. And the journey, we are going to walk it to the end, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of what decision anybody takes. We have been coming a very long way. We have protesters, we have complained, we have cried, and we have died. But at this time, we will not die anymore. That is why our Prime Minister went further to explain on our new slogan, when he said it is either Biafra or die. It is not for us. No Biafran is going to die anymore. No Biafran is going to die anymore. The primary responsibility of the government of Biafra today is to make sure that every life and property of Biafran people is secure. So no Biafra is going to die again. So when we say it's either freedom or die, those we are talking to know themselves. It's either they embrace the freedom or they face the consequence. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, we have come a very long way, and our victory is very, very close. Our victory is very, very close. It does not matter what you see. The only thing you have to do is to tighten your belt in this August. Our Prime Minister has said it, August is going to be extraordinary. August is going to come with a lot of joy. It's going to come with a lot of bitterness. It's going to come with a lot of serious measures. Wherever you are, you must raise yourself up for August. If you have not started preparing, please prepare yourself. Everything we are doing today is in preparation for the declaration of the restoration of independence that will happen by December. No amount of blackmail will stop it. And the zoo knows. That is why they are playing their games, trying to distract us. But I thank Chukwu Okeke Abiyama that the man who is in the aim of affair today is focused. More than focused. Even when you think you are distracting him, you're only giving him strategy. That is the beauty of all. When you think you are distracting our Prime Minister, you only give him strategy and you give him reason to fight on. My fellow Biafrans that are watching wherever you are watching me from, we must tighten up our belt and increase our support for the restoration of Biafra. Increase your support. Financial support, very, very important. When you are hearing about the restoration of Biafra, it's not a joke. If you have participated in a visit of our Prime Minister to Lagos yesterday, if you watch that program, you will never remain the same. If you have not watched it, go and watch it. I will still share it after this program. I'm going to post it here for those who did not watch it to go and watch. Lagos was on fire. Our Prime Minister did his visual town hall meeting with people in Lagos. And it was amazing. The response was amazing. Lagos broke a record. More than 30,000 people were watching live on Twitter. More than 30,000 people were watching live on Twitter yesterday. after seeing all those response and compliance by Biafrans, and you still think that the restoration of Biafra is a joke. Good luck. Good luck. More than 30,000 people watching live. Do you know what that is? Do you know what it means to have 30,000 capacity? Well, it's up to you. The choice is yours. We are not going to force you against your will to do what you do not want to do. You have to make your choice what you want. Decide your fate. Whatever you choose and decide becomes your fate. If you want to be free, definitely you will find freedom. If you do not want to be free, nobody's going to force you against your will on the issue of freedom. But the Biafran people have taken a decision. And more than 90% of Biafran people who has given their mandate to Biafran government will never be disappointed. They will never, ever do. Our Prime Minister will never disappoint them. That mandate will be handled properly, respected and kept. And I bet you, Biafra is only drawing closer today than yesterday. So wherever you are, and you are watching this program, I urge you to do your part in this restoration move. Do your part. There is something every one of us can do. I have always said it, that there is something every one of us can do. It does not matter how poor you are, how rich you are, whether you are male or female, old or young. Every one of us have a responsibility, and there is something we can all do. And the earlier we begin to do that which we are supposed to do, the better for us. The stage is set for the restoration of Biafra. Very set. So, if you play ignorance of what is happening today, I bet you, in the near future, you are going to regret it. The best thing for any man or woman to do today is to accept the reality of today. That a new nation is about to be born. Accept that reality, that a new nation is about to be born. And in that new nation, you have to embrace it. Do your part. Whatever you know you can do to make that dream a reality, just do it and put your name in the record. Today, there is no excuse you will give in Biafra land. I say, this is why I did not support the restoration of Biafra. There is no excuse. That is why the government of Biafra is going to be very, very strict when the time comes. The law of Biafra land is going to be very strict for those of you who have the access to support. You have the finance to support. You have a role to play, and you refuse blatantly to play your role. The government of Biafra will come very, very hard on every one of them. It is not a joke. Those of you who it has fallen on them to do something and you refuse to do it, you are going to face the wrath of the Biafran people. And the laws of Biafra it's not going to be easy with you. We are going to follow every necessary measure to make sure that the law is being obeyed. That is why our Prime Minister is going extra mile to get everyone involved. That is why the Prime Minister is organizing several programs. You have heard about the IOU loan. The IOU loan is open because we know that there are people who are business-minded, people who are scared, and they are business-minded. We know whom our people are. Our people are business-minded. And that opportunity has been given to them to apply for the IOU loan. In that loan, every single money you contribute to Biafra will be paid to you with 100% interest. Did you hear me clearly? Whatever you contribute to the restoration of Biafra financially through the IOU loan will be refunded to you 100% when Biafra comes. This is a program that is ongoing. All you need to do is to go to the website and apply. Go to the Biafran website, check on the IOU loan, apply, and you'll be directed on what to do. You submit your loan, no matter how many million you want to offer. Whatever you offer will be given to you with 100% interest after the restoration. It is not going to be for too long. Already people are keen in and coming in. Don't say you are not told. There is no excuse to give. There is another program that our Prime Minister has put in place. That program is for the money bags. Those money bags in Biafra land who are looking for assurance before they will make commitments. There are some money bags who live abroad, in Europe, in America. I know we have billionaires in dollars, billionaires in pounds, billionaires in Europe. We have them, billionaires in Ejema, all part of the world. We have them. And some of them are afraid. They want to have an assurance before they can be able to invest. These very people, the Prime Minister have created a program for them. When you go to the X of our Prime Minister, you are going to see a link to that program. All you need to do is to follow the link and send in your application. Your application will be looked through and the Prime Minister will meet you. That meeting is being held every week. The Prime Minister will meet you one-on-one and you will ask your question. Whatever doubt you are having, whatever verification you want to make, you will speak to the Prime Minister directly, so that he won't give any excuse and say nobody talked to you, or nobody listened to you, or you didn't know what was happening, or you were afraid. The law of Biafra is going to be hard. After the restoration of Biafra, the lawmakers in Biafra will put a law. Of course, you know what is coming. You know what is coming. A law that we must obey to make sure that things are done right. And that law is not going to take it easy. With people who have the resources to support, you have the resources, you have the means to support, and you refuse to do so because of your self-centeredness, because of your selfish life. We know we have a lot of selfish people, self-centered people, greedy people. Because of your greediness, you refuse to participate or support Biafra. You know that when Biafra have finally been restored, a lot of them are going to come to seek for one thing or the other. A lot of them are going to come. You will not be rejected. You will not be chased out of Biafra land. We are all Biafrans. But I bet you we cannot have equal right. You cannot have the same right with people who suffer as many of us are doing today. Many of us are doing today. Supporting financial, broadcasting, speaking and sharing issues that have to do with Biafra. You that is relaxing, you feel less concerned. In your platform, there is no Biafran program in your platform. In all your platform, there is no Biafran. There are so many Biafrans. When you go to their platform, what they are posting is about one Nigeria. They even post about things that happen in that country. They will post about Palestinian. They will post about Palestinian, post about Israel. They will post about the UK and the US, but they will never post the things that is happening in there. They will even post about the northern Nigeria, but they will not post things that is happening in Biafra land. That is how bad it is. And you think that such kind of human being will have the same right with me? It will not happen. You think that such kind of idiots will have the same right with me? There are so many people that have the platform So many Biafrans that have very big platform. What stops you from addressing the issue of what is happening to your people? It's not necessary that you must mention Biafra if you don't want to mention Biafra. But why don't you highlight what is happening in the southeastern part of Nigeria? Why are you not highlighting it? Why are you not highlighting what it is? Why are you so scared? You are distancing yourself from Biafra. And when Biafra comes, you want to have the same right with those who put their face and their life on the line. It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Every one of us, by birth, we are Biafrans. But when it comes to responsibility, those who took the responsibility, they will be given their preferences. The first-class citizens, they will always be there. And we are not the first to do that. Many other countries have done it. South Korea have their citizens who are today renewing their paper like a foreigner. In South Korea, they have citizens that are renewing their paper like foreigners. Why? Because when they were fighting for their independence, these people had the resources, they had the money, they had the power, they have the means to speak or talk or fight, but they did it. They refused to participate when their country was fought. Today, every single one of them, they are residing in South Korea as foreigners, them and their children, and everything that has to do with them and their lineage. And it remains so. So whatever you are doing today, you are doing it for your own children. If you have the resources and you refuse to support, it is going to affect your children. Have that in the back of your mind. In time to come, your children are going to blame you. They will look back and say, what was their father doing while others were speaking out and fighting? What was their father doing with his wealth? Upon how wealthy he was then, what was he doing with his money? While others were supporting and promoting Biafra. Your children will look at you even when you are gone and spit on you. And you know what that entails? Many of your children can decide to change their name and ask a different name because of the evil you did. Now that you have the opportunity to correct that evil and make sure that your children don't blame you when you are gone, you better do it. You better do it and do it fast because there's no time. We have few months to go. We have just few months to go. The allies of Biafra are waiting. The whole world is waiting. You have seen the reports that came from one of the credible media in the United Kingdom itself. One of the credible media in the United Kingdom have said it, that every eye should be on Biafra in the few months. It is not we that said it. If our Prime Minister say it, you will think he's bragging. When our Prime Minister makes statements, you will think he's bragging. Some idiots, out of their envy and jealousy, cannot even understand. But that information was coming from a very credible media. And what did that media say? I should be on Biafra in the few months. In the next few months. And what is going to happen? You are going to see what is going to happen. Starting from this August. Once the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria announces the sit at home after their protest. Remember, after the protest, that is what my Prime Minister said. My Prime Minister said, we cannot combine our struggle with their protest. We have to differentiate it. You know, that is why I love Master Simon Ekpa. I don't know where he's getting his wisdom from. His wisdom is top notch. Master Simon Ekpa. You know, these people are very manipulative. Can you imagine that in a protest where we have shouted in our various platforms, our Prime Minister have posted and announced and say the Biafrans will not participate in election, in a protest. Biafrans will not participate in the protest. Our Prime Minister announced it many, many times. Those of us in Biafran government media, we announce it in various platforms many, many times. And yet, these people refuse. They continue to drag us into their mess. They continue to drag us into the mess. They say it is Igbo people that are holding it, Igbo people organizing the protest. Even the politicians of Igbo extraction came out and said, people should not participate. At least in that issue alone, in that very one, everyone spoke in one voice that we will not participate. People spoke in one voice, we will not participate. At least that one. And still yet, they ignored all those calls and they still come and say that the people who are sponsoring the protests are the Igbos. Shamelessly, the Sultan of Sokoto and his own group, they come out and say that the Igbos sponsored the protest to cause problem in the north and in the southwest so that their own side will be peaceful. Oh my God. You know, when you hear certain narratives, you now understand. If you are not a Nigerian, or you are a sincere Nigerian, if you are sincere to yourself, when you hear certain narratives, you will now understand that the Biafrans have nothing to do with Nigeria. They are not supposed to be in Nigeria for any reason. When you hear certain narratives, you will now understand what the Biafran people are going through. And I have seen several videos where people who are not even Biafrans, people from Oduduwa land, some few of them, I've seen them make a video and they were asking, what has these people done to you? What have Igbo people done to you? Can you just leave them out of this matter? They have hands off and say they won't be part of it. And can you just let them be? Yet, they will not let us be. What did we do? Because we are successful. We did not steal their wife. We did not take anything from them. We did not take up their job. We didn't steal their land. The only thing we did, we are hardworking. We work hard to make ends meet. They come to us, they approach us, and they say they want to sell land. We don't go to force them to sell. They are, most of the time, they are the ones that come to approach us for the selling of land. And even in the selling of land, the funniest thing is that even if a Yoruba man wants to buy from a Yoruba person, they won't sell. They will prefer to sell it an Igbo man who is willing to pay anything as long as he wants the land. And that is what the Igbos are. The Biafrans, when they need something, it doesn't matter the amount you put on it, they're going to buy it. Because they need it. But when it comes to these criminals, these envious, jealous, greedy fools, even when their brother wants to buy the item, they will not sell it to their brother. They will prefer to sell it to someone far away from Biafra land. A Biafran will buy it, not just buy it, develop it. Most of the time, use the same place to create employment opportunity for them. And at the end of the day, you see them coming around and saying that you are taking over their land. They want to take back their land, as if you stole something from them. The land you sold and you were paid in cash. You took the money and you went and threw a party. That is the funny. They don't even invest the money, because if they do invest the money, at the end of the day, they might be able to acquire another land or take back their land and buy it back. But in their own case, they will sell the land, they will take the money to sponsor themselves, conduct their party, and after conducting their party, they will now, when the money is gone, they will now realize, oh, Igbo people are taking over their land. Did Igbo man put a gun on your head to sell land to him? No. Did Igbo man initiate the buying of the land? No. You are the one that met him. In several locations, you are the one that met him. And see how bad it has been. When you go to Lagos today, you see the places that the Biafran people have developed in Lagos. The Biafran people have developed a lot of places in Lagos. So many places. And when you check the origin of their coming to that place, when they came, the places that are given to the Biafrans are empty land. I say complete empty land. That has always been the case. They will take an empty land and give to the Biafran people. Sometimes a forest, sometimes the river himself, even the sea. There was a place in one of the beach, a beach that pays millions of dollars of tax to Lagos government. That beach was developed by a Biafran. A Biafran bought that seaside and developed it and put it to standard. And when it began to work and function, their envy and greed came. And what did they do? They used a fellow Biafran to still destroy that very property and take it over. They used Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi claiming that he was trying to build a road. They made him Minister of Works. And the only assignment they gave him was to do a road that was going to go from Lagos to the southeast and to Port Harcourt for the very first time. And when Dave Umahi came in, the only first project he started with that one, and the target was that very place to take it over. And after they must have destroyed that business and take it over, the next day they came and said that they cannot proceed with that very project, that there is a cable on the line that if they do it, it's going to affect communication and all whatnot. They began to give flimsy. After they have destroyed the business, they now realize that they can't make that road. And you want me to believe that they didn't know initially. A government, for that matter, you didn't make your verification before you began your destruction. You just woke up on your own and you felt that you should destroy people's land, and you went ahead and destroyed people's property. And you came back and said, it's not going to go work. On several occasions they have done it. The target has always been to destroy the properties of the Biafrans at every given point in time. For no just cause, for no reason. The lands we bought, they sold to us. We didn't take it by force. Everything we acquired, they gave us. We bought it under agreement. Everyone have their CFO. They were there from the construction level to the head. You'll be paying to their omonile. Those they call omonile, the area boys and whatever, and their ballers. You will be paying money from the foundation to the lintel level, to the roofing and the opening of the house. They will collect money, only to come out the next day and tell you that they want to take it over. And an idiot will be jumping off. They want to take over the property of Biafrans. And so many of them ignorantly are just hoping on those property. You know, when they remember the abandoned property in Port Harcourt, they think that they can now still do the same abandoned property. When they hear about the abandoned property during the Civil War, that the properties of the Biafrans were seized during the Civil War, and Biafrans were not able to recover their properties. And because of that, you see them today trying to tow the same direction, trying to pursue the same agenda, hoping that once Biafrans leave, now they will go and occupy their house and their properties. We are in 21st century. This is not 1967. That is one thing they fail to understand. This is not 1967. We are in 21st century. 2025, 24, 2024. That's where we are. So things are done differently. But some of them don't understand it. And as long as they refuse to understand that, they are going to be ready to face the consequence of their idiocy. They are going to face the consequence of their actions. So wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kikabiama to please be strong. No matter the challenges and difficulties you see, we shall overcome. What you are seeing today is not going to last for too long. The battle we are fighting today is not going to last for too long. In a very near future, the Egyptians you see today, you will see them no more. it will all be over. And we will all be joyful. And we will be celebrating our freedom. So wherever you are watching me from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama to please kindly do your own part as a Biafran. Do your own part. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. Every one of us have a responsibility in the restoration of Biafra. Do your own part and let the remaining be for Chukwu Kabiama. Support the restoration of Biafra the best way you can. If you can go on the IOU loan, go and apply for the IOU loan. You want to have a one-on-one discussion with Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. I am talking about the money bags, those who have real money to donate, and you want to have an assurance and conviction. You want to speak to our Prime Minister directly. Go and send in your application, and you'll be granted audience. There is no excuse for anybody to give and say, this is why I did not support. Our Prime Minister is doing everything humanly possible to see that nothing hinders Biafrans to play a part in the restoration of Biafra. It is our business together, and we have to fight this battle together and win it together. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter what you are told, do not get distracted. Do not get distracted, because the battle has just started. The battle has just started, and we are going to win it. We are going to win this battle, and we're going to win it real big. If you think that it is a joke, think again. The earlier you accept the reality of today, the better for every one of us. And I bet you the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra is going to happen as planned. And the government of Biafra is doing everything humanly possible to put things in place. Nobody is going to stop it. The earlier you know that, the better for you. No amount of blackmail or propaganda is going to stop what is coming. It does not matter whether you agree or you don't agree. It doesn't matter whether you believe or you don't believe. What is going to happen is that freedom is on its way. And we will definitely be free. I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama to begin to ask yourself, what am I going to do to see that I play a role in the restoration of Biafra? Ask yourself that question. What role am I going to play? Ask yourself, what role am I going to play? I have said it that every one of us has something we can do. Old or young, big or small, male or female, we all have something we can do. And the earlier we start doing it now, the better for us. The earlier we start doing it, the better for us. So my fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone that has participated on this program, wherever you are participating from. Thank you for joining the program. Thank you for being part of us. If you are participating on the seat at home, please continue to participate. Do your own part and let Chukwu Kabiama complete the remaining. Biafra government is doing their own part. Biafra government is doing much more than expected. Everything that they need to do, they have done it. They have done even extra. So we have to do our own part to see that our freedom is sealed. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you. Please like and share this program. If you have not yet shared it, like and share. Share to family and friends. Share to your neighbors. Share to people that are close to you, so that this information will get to the ends of the world. There are so many things that's supposed to be done that are not yet being done. Don't allow the lies of the enemy to overtake you. Don't allow the blackmails of the enemy to confuse you. It is either Biafra or Biafra. Remember our slogan, freedom or die. But the death is not for us, it's for those who say we will not be free. I urge every one of you to stay strong, because we are getting to the end of the road. At the end of the day, we'll be glad, because we fought the right battle and we fight it to that level. So my fellow Biafrans, don't allow anybody to get you distracted. Do your own part. At the end of the day, we'll be glad we did. We have fought a strong battle. We have won, and we will continue to win. My fellow Biafrans, thank you for joining this very platform. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwuka Biam. Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity. We move. Biafra or die. Thank you. See you again.